Hello, what about you? It's that time of the week again. It's time for Winker of the Week. Unusually and uniquely, this week it is yet again Jeffrey Donaldson. Well done, Jeffrey. Well done. Congratulations, son. That's well done. That's well done. Second week in a row. Very few people are going to get that. And the reason for Jeffrey's second week in a row is last Friday, the 19th of January, right? 19th of January, that Friday, Stephen Nolan got a tip about the DUP, due to the fact that the DUP are presently leaking like the Titanic, right? And I don't know who it is. Could be anybody of 100 of its members. But he was told there was to be a hastily called meeting that night of DUP leadership to discuss the deal offered by the Tories. So Stephen called into his own show, even though he was on holidays in the USA. Jail works all the time. I don't understand why he was criticised for that, as that is what journalists do. Anyway, the suspicion was there was about to be high crimes and misdemeanours, with Jeffrey about to put to party leaders a fait accompli where the present government deal would be accepted, followed by a prompt return to the Assembly. Nay, with this racket launched, other rockets immediately took to the airwaves and social media to scream, "Shell it! Lundy! Traitor!" Oh, yeah. This resulted in wee Jeffrey getting spooked and his gonads once again dropping, with no deal put to the vote at that particular meeting. Indeed, if you believe Jeffrey, there really was never going to be a vote. In fact, the chaps were just meeting up for a wee social. You know what I mean? Few pints, game of pool, maybe a wee bit of darts, that sort of thing. But there's never going to be a vote. But there was movement in the air, proved by the fact Secretary of State Chris Heaton-Harris brought in legislation to kick the can about what to do about the Assembly down the road, but this time only by 2 weeks, until the 8th of February. After which, Chris Heaton-Harris will definitely kick it further down the road if that is necessary. But that was only the start of drama in Westminster, because wee Jeffrey got up during the week and said this. Infamy! Infamy! They've all got it in for me! No, didn't really. But it was the first time I'd seen him speak. Like, he was under pressure, that child, didn't he? His voice was quivering. Jeffrey told the world he'd been threatened.
And yet today, because of the stirring up that is going on, I was threatened.
Now, he didn't name his culprits, but he did say this about one of them.
And when I checked out, one of the people who threatened me on the register didn't vote at the last election. Can't even come out to vote for our future in the Union, never mind do anything about it.
And as I happen to be a conscientious non-voter of many years, a friend of mine was driving home listening to that on the radio, and they nearly crashed because I thought it was me who had been threatening me, Jeffrey. No such thing. You know what I want to do? I want to get that child, give him a wee hug. I want to give that child a wee hug. That wee child, God love him, he's under pressure. He needs a wee hug, that child. Jeffrey wasn't amused, but Jeffrey turned his ire onto the TUV, asking what they'd done to help Ulster and the Union. By the way, see when you watch this clip, watch Ian sitting behind him, right? Watch wee Ian's reaction. Now, tell me, see when Ian smirks, do you think that is a smirk of support for his glorious leader, or something else?
What has the traditional Unionist Voice Party delivered by way of change to the protocol? Absolutely nothing. Not a single thing. Nothing. And yet they put up posters in the dark of the night before any deal has been done, talking about a sellout. Well, what have they sold? What have they delivered for the people of Northern Ireland? What has been their contribution?
Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. But Jeffrey wasn't holding back. He then went after his own line critics for their, what he called, pearls of wisdom.
And we read lots of other pearls of wisdom on social media. about what is needed, what is required. And we hear all kinds of speculation from the commentators about what has been agreed, despite the fact they haven't seen the detail.
I have no idea who he's talking about. Who could he be talking about? Who knows? But hold on here, hold on. Aren't these the very same people Jeffrey student platforms with and marched down roads with only a matter of months ago? Or am I having a moment? The rumours are about this deal is that it all rests on a promise from Rishi Sunak that there will be no further divergence in trade between Northern Ireland and the UK. Now this is interesting. This is really, really interesting. I'll tell you why it's interesting. Because this could possibly result in a break with Rishi and within his own hard Brexiteers within the Tory party. Wouldn't it be wonderful if our dysfunctional politics led to the downfall of this rotten Tory administration? Sure, you'd almost think it was worthwhile. If that happened, it would almost be worthwhile. The one thing we do know for certain is that it's the DUP who are solely responsible for the disastrous situation in which they now find themselves. It was their political naivety which allowed no border, no border. They believed him. They believed bumbling Boris. It was their party, by the way, which funneled hundreds of thousands of pounds into paying for a 2-page advert in a London newspaper supporting Brexit. Nobody's ever got to the bottom of that, by the way. That's still so murky, you would not believe. That's a whole video all by itself. And it was their stupidity, their utter political stupidity, not to understand and realise that such a Brexit would inevitably lead to a border between the UK and Northern Ireland. Now, at the end of the day, Jeffrey faces a probable party split with the ranks of Jim Allister's TUV maybe doubling or even trebling overnight to an astounding 2 or 3 elected representatives. Oh, Jim's going to have to readjust. He may have to move out of the linen cupboard next time he has a party conference. Now, of course, naturally, the DUP partners in the Assembly, Sinn Féin, are distraught at the sight of unionism pulling itself apart. And as nobody apart from the DUP have seen this new deal, there's every possibility the shitters will take a look at it, take the hump, and walk away with the ball again. Everything hangs in the balance now, with another DUP meeting to be held tomorrow night, Monday the 29th of January, where Jeffrey is hoping to get his new deal passed by the executive of the DUP. Now, if journalists want to know where the secret location is, because it's very secret, the location has been kept under wraps. Nobody knows. Nobody knows where the location is. Nobody knows where the location is. Well, if they want to know where the location is, I'd suggest they just watch Jimmy Bryson's Twitter feed, as I'm pretty sure he'll be publishing the location long before even those attending the meeting will know anything about it. In an attempt to edge unionism into complete paranoia, by the way, SDLP leader Badger Beard Colm Eastwood has argued that if there is no deal, then we should have joint authority here between the UK and Ireland. You know what? Do you see, for us ordinary plebs, all we want is a living wage. You understand? We don't want people working for wages that are poverty. You know, we want our NHS properly funded and supported. We want our roads to work, our schools to work, our transport to work, our civil service to work. We want most of all for our politicians to stop acting like spoiled children and start earning the salaries they've been stealing for the last 10 years. We are so browned off by the whole situation. I swear to God, most people here would accept joint authority over us. We'd accept the joint authority of Vladimir Putin and North Korea's Kim Jong-un if it got things moving here again. They couldn't do any worse. Could they do any worse?
That's all, folks.